Today fired off a tirade of reproaches at the judiciary over its decision to nullify the Building Bridges initiative. In his 58th Madaraka Day speech, the president says the judiciary's decision was costly, weighed against the document's benefits for the country. NTV's senior political affairs reporter, Kennedy Mureithi, has the details of the president's push to salvage the BBI.
For President Uhuru Kenyatta and his handshake partner Raila Odinga, the court's decision to post the BBI reggae hardly changed their tune. In fact, the president says their resolve to have the BBI train back on track has never been stronger. In his Madaraka Day speech, President Kenyatta spoke at length on the benefits of the Building Bridges initiative, calling out the judiciary for not being keen on its long-term benefits.
From the nullification of a presidential election in 2017 to an attempt to stop the will of the people as expressed through the BBI, the judiciary has indeed tested our constitutional limits.
In what was a pointer to the spirited challenge to the decision that the president will mount at the Court of Appeal, the head of state, though admitting respect for the rule of law, had stinging words for the five-judge bench, accusing it of not being alive to the ills the document sought to cure.
While I stand by the rule of law, and I will always obey the decisions of the courts, I am also compelled by my position to heed the sovereign and supreme voice of the people of Kenya. And that is why our national conversation today must focus on the consequences of choice.
The president was resolute that the sovereign and supreme voice of the people of Kenya must also be followed, an indication that he was willing to push through with the Building Bridges initiative by any means.
The judiciary would have asked itself another question. Can Kenya truly be a democracy if the people are denied the opportunity to express their sovereign and supreme choice at the ballot box on the basis of elevating technicalities over the overriding objectives of the law?
The president, in his lengthy lecture, asked the judiciary to consider the cost-benefit analysis when deciding the fate of the BBI.
If the court had subjected its decision to stop BBI to a cost-benefit analysis, in other words, if it had considered the burden of choice, then there are questions the judiciary would have asked. If we indeed were at a constitutional moment, is a decision against BBI a decision in support of the status quo? If BBI were to be stopped, who carries the burden of choice? On whose shoulders will ethnic majoritarianism rest? And who will carry the burden of losing 30% of our national budget every 5 years due to the toxic politics that BBI sought to resolve?
But even as he put his case for the Building Bridges initiative, his deputy was doubling down on the need for respect for independent institutions.
Our forefathers worked hard, toiled, shed blood, so that we can have a democratic nation, a nation anchored not on personalities, but on constitutionalism.
Our constitution, fellow Kenyans, is not a yoke around our necks, but rather it should be a mighty sword that can break the chains that limit all of us as citizens.
Lakini sisi tunasema tunataka tusonge mbele pamoja, tuunganishe wa Kenya pamoja. Na hiyo ndio maana ya BBI.
The speech by President Uhuru Kenyatta giving the clearest of signals that he is ready to fight it out to salvage the BBI, now that he, together with others, have filed a case at the Court of Appeal. Kennedy Mureithi, NTV in Kisumu County.